We OG, we OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough. Yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Yeah. Experts on reload. Yeah. You're not bullish enough. Yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock. Ayy. Rooms is coming. Everybody on a knot. Ayy. It's a nuisance. Ordinal Revolution. Ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, lock it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nuki on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls. Bet I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me. Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution. Ayy, Bitcoin is the one, no substitution. Ayy, with Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Well, welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What's up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. We're live from the Ordinal Hour, and this one is going to be absolutely amazing, guys, because we feel like at 2:30 today, we're going to see Bitcoin totally erupt, and we're going to tell you all about it and why we think that. We truly believe Bitcoin's going to hit an all-time high in February. Like, truly believe this, and it's going to be absolutely amazing because the next couple of months leading into potentially April is going to be really bullish. We feel like this administration is really going to push altcoins this time around, right? You have Eric Trump coming out and saying, buy ETH, right? These guys are buying ETH themselves. Fidelity came out today and they bought ETH. So what ETH's going to do, ETH is going to catapult all the altcoins. It's been fun with Bitcoin, but Bitcoin doesn't move the stuff that we need to move, right? Bitcoin's not going to get us rich, but it's going to be a safe asset for us to go back into when it's time to take profit, right? You take profit into Bitcoin, but right now, it's time to get a little risky because I feel like we're about to hit a bull run like no other. But without further ado, bringing my partner here, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up? What's
going on, man? How you feeling about this? And I don't know, man. I'm feeling bullish. I'm way too bullish, but I don't know, man. I'm feeling it right now.
Yeah, I feel like Bitcoin and the sentiment is Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of thing, right? Like one day I feel great, next day I don't. I went to sleep feeling pretty good and then woke up not. So there's a couple of different variables I feel like need to kind of just smoothen out to really make the markets feel a bit more confident and comfortable. And hopefully that happens here in the next month. So
yeah, I think it does. So, a couple of the reasons why I think Bitcoin all-time high in February is what's happening today. So David Sachs, President Trump's White House AI and crypto czar, is scheduled to hold a press conference today, February 4th, 2025, at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm actually thinking he's finally going to tell us what's a security, what's not a security, who's going to be looking after these assets and different things. I think there's going to be a lot of information coming out at 2:30 today. That could really catapult us to heights that we've never seen before because we're getting proper regulation for the first time. And, potentially a group of people who are bullish on this or think that it could help change the economy or be a part of the economy even. And that's crypto. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's too quick to say that he's going to come out with like really defined guidelines today. I think today might be more geared towards some guidance though. right? Of, hey, look, this is what, we're looking towards, and what we think is going to be beneficial for the crypto space, for it to really mature and grow, stuff like that. Those kind of points and guidance is something I expect. Also, I do think that, like, he's calling this meeting to kind of calm the crypto market side, right? Because there's a lot of volatility with what's going on with the tariffs, and then pausing the tariffs, and then now another kind of retaliatory tariffs back from China overnight. And so it's just like, that's where the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde's coming from, right? So I think he's trying to calm basically the overall crypto space a bit, and say, hey, look, we're okay. We're building something for longevity in the long term. So here are some guidelines and stuff that we're probably headed towards.
See, I disagree with that. I think I think he had 7 days now as crypto czar, and I think he's finally going to give us some direction of saying, if this is this, CTF, if it's SEC, the CFTC, or whatever it's called, he's going to give us a sense of direction here. I mean, we need to know what department's going to be monitoring this or not monitoring this, right? So I think that is huge. If they takes it out the SEC hands, we know that none of it is securities.
Yeah, I just don't see that happening, though. Not today. I don't think there's going to be any definitive, guidelines, or not definitive, I guess, like, answers with that. Maybe some hints of where it's headed, because putting it under those two different entities and stuff is they're going to be the ones that decide, like, what the line in the ground is drawn, right? So whatever bucket goes to the SEC, whatever bucket goes to CFTC, they're the ones that are going to determine that. Now, he did mention that meme coins and NFTs are going to be more like collectibles, so I think that's kind of like a guidance type of thing. But we'll see. It's going to be interesting, because this is the first time we've experienced anything like this.
But, like, why have a press conference for guidance? To me, that just makes no sense.
Well, no,
I feel
press
like
conference
you
for
can put out a paper of
well,
guidance.
I think it's to calm the markets, right? Because there's a lot of uncertainty and stuff. Look, I mean, people are complaining on crypto Twitter every day. They're just like, these markets are crazy. I can't, like, handle the volatility and all this stuff, right? Like, and so I think it's more of, like, maybe he feels like a responsibility to come out as the crypto and AI czar, saying, hey guys, look, we're gonna be okay. That type of kind of pep talk a bit, I guess. Because guidance is coming, clear guidelines is coming, those kind of things. That's what I expect.
If that happens, the market's going to dump. If he doesn't come out and say, give us a sense of direction here, I mean, there's no reason to have a press conference for, hey guys, we're going to be okay. Like, this is David Stacks.
So you expect him to roll out every single rule about crypto today?
I'm expecting him to tell us who's going to be overseeing this. I'm expecting him to come out with a couple of different people and them saying, this is going to be who's going to be director of overseeing this. This is going to be director. I expect us to have real direction, not full rules, but real direction.
That's
of
kind of
where
like guidelines
things
of
are going.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, no, I think we're going to know, like, who's going to be in charge of seeing things through. And to me, that's huge. That's regulation coming in.
From what? Well, not necessarily, because you need the regulation to be written out and delivered.
Well, we need to know who's going to write it.
That's guidelines. That's guidelines. It's basically like, hey, look, this is kind of, we're going to be okay. This is who's in charge of this and charge of this. But he's not going to come out and say, these type of tokens are going to be securities. These type of tokens are going to be this.
But he's going to say, this is the people that are going to decide that. That's huge.
Sure.
Yeah. The next thing, Trump signs executive order creating the first U.S. strategic sovereign wealth fund. Another reason why I think we're going to be all-time high this month. What do you think is going to be in it? Right, Cynthia Loomis comes out and says President Trump will signing the order to create a sovereign wealth fund. She posted, "This is a big deal. What a Bitcoin be is the big deal." So, do you think that this is where the Bitcoin is going to go? The 68 billion that they hold?
Well, yeah, I do think it's going to go there. But also, I saw a list that came out. I don't know if it was a speculative list, but there was, Ethereum was on there, XRP was on there. Like, there was multiple different assets that were on there. Again, I got to find that list, but I'm not sure if that was speculative or the final list. But if that was the list, then it's going to be a basket of digital assets.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with that. Like, I hate XRP, but I'm okay with it being in the sovereign wealth fund. You know what I mean? Because it is going to go up, because these people are crazy and they're just stupid. But yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with XRP being a part of that. I don't want it anywhere near a reserve, especially backing the dollar. But for it to be in the sovereign wealth fund, where if it 10x's, they do well. And potentially, hopefully, we get some donations into that from the XRP, ecosystem and stuff like that. So that would be pretty big as well. But the big part of the sovereign wealth fund is, we're actually the country now can actually take in stocks and crypto. It's pretty massive. I mean, this is a big deal.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a good start, right? And then eventually, if there is an official strategic reserve, I think the reason why they don't come out with that kind of verbiage is because I think they have to go through the Fed and Congress has to approve it and all those things, right? So this is something within the limits of Trump's power, and so he's able to come out and say this, and I think it's a good start. So
yeah, man, 100%. Going into this today, when do you think we'll actually know? He probably is going to say today that Bitcoin's going to be a part of that, right? Because it's not, David Sachs isn't a part of that, probably that talk for the sovereign wealth fund. But like, when do you think assets will start pouring into this thing?
Once they probably established like a committee that's going to be in charge of it and those kind of things, like who's going to be delegated for kind of that responsibility of oversight. But Bitcoin's in it. I think we can assume, go ahead and assume that. Now, if there is a strategic reserve down the line, they might end up pulling, Bitcoin to go directly into that instead, which would make sense, right? But that's down the line, and I think they would have to really go through some, jump through some hoops to get an actual strategic reserve for a federal level. Some states would have to, do it first, prove that it does well, that kind of thing. But so that's kind of how I see it.
We can basically start accumulating Bitcoin at this point and just say it's for the sovereign wealth fund, and then eventually take that Bitcoin out of there and have it back the dollar. But that's probably going to take years to come. I can't see that happening. But I definitely love this idea of just accumulating. But like, where does the money come from to accumulate? Is that something Congress has to approve, right?
Yeah, I mean, probably from a lot of this like waste that they're finding right now, right? You're talking about billions of dollars of waste that has been, used on squirrel counting research, bubble wrap popping to see if it helps stress research, right? Millions of dollars on an annual basis, and it all adds up, right? So I'm not sure, but I'm sure that I'm not sure where exactly it's coming from. I am sure that like they have the room if they clean all that kind of stuff up.
Yeah, 100%. This morning, I don't know if you noticed, but the market's dumped. I noticed because I was at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what is going on? Then I go to Watcher Guru, and he has this right here. He says China announces 10 to 15% tariffs on U.S. oil, machinery, coal, LNG, right after Trump's tariffs on the country take effect. And I'm thinking in my head, we get everything from China. Why would China barely gets anything from us? Like, you know what I mean? I mean, besides energy, maybe, but they're probably getting from Russia on some type of deal because I mean, Russia's right there. To me, it's just like, how is this taking down markets right now? Because China doesn't really take in much from the U.S.
Yeah, no, it's talking about like us getting tariffed on the stuff that comes into our country, right? That's isn't that what they're talking about, or is it
No.
them buying? Okay, yeah, that is
Same thing that Trump did to them.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, that is interesting. How much we rely on them. I do know that we do, like, in terms of like manufacturing and stuff over there. I don't know, like what they buy though. I don't know how much they actually import from the U.S. So
it's got to be less than like 1% of what we buy.
I think it's more about uncertainty right now because this is we just dealt with Mexico and Canada, and there's a 30-day kind of pause on that, and then now China starts this new kind of trade war with us, right? And so it's just uncertainty after kind of almost buttoning up the situation from over the weekend. So I do think that we need to get all this stuff out and have like an acceptance as a society, like no big economic type of news, and then let that like calm down. because if we continually get this and we're surprised by it, it's really going to shake the markets up consistently, and it's going to be a consistent volatility, which is horrible, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I see it. But I hope that we can just get all the trade war stuff done here in the next week. I know that it's probably gonna be an ongoing thing, but let's see how it plays out.
Yeah, 100%. And now with it's 30 days with Mexico is the pause, and 30 days with Canada is the pause. There is no pause with China. It's supposed to go in effect today. So we'll see what that happens. So but if we're 10-15% of what they're what they taxing them that's going to hurt them huge, because people are going to stop buying the shit. But I just don't see how it's a big deal for our stuff. I mean, go ahead, tax it. Like, I mean, I'm sure you guys import. I mean, you guys make all your own shit anyway. So besides,
Yeah,
oil.
well, I mean, China is the biggest manufacturer, I believe, for the
Yeah.
U.S. like in terms of product. So it would hit our
this
consumer.
isn't going to.
Not this.
Us.
I'm talking about the other side.
Yeah. The
other side.
Yeah.
So it's and China dealt with this last term when he was president last term. So I think they're kind of used to like the playbook. So I think they're just pulling out the standard kind of retaliation here.
Playing the game. Fidelity buys 49.75 million worth of Ethereum right after Eric Trump made this tweet. In my opinion, is a great time to add ETH. So what is Eric Trump and Fidelity telling the markets here?
That they feel like ETH is bound to run up, right? I mean, that's a pretty big purchase there,
Yeah.
I think they're just prepping, and also they probably look at it. The price pulled back pretty significantly to like 2,500. Now it's at like what 2,900. So it's been on discount for a while, but this was like an extra discount. So I think that's probably why they're taking advantage of it. And then hopefully what they're forecasting or foreshadowing is that we will see a strong spring, with altcoins. But that could be April. And leading up to May. So that means that we would have to really get through all of February and March, which would really be tough. But April would be, that month where the springboard would happen.
100%. And then right after that, Trump-backed World Liberty Financial has unstaked 19,423 staked ETH to Ethereum and bought another 1,826 ETH worth $5 million. I'm having a hard time understanding why they would unstake the ETH. Unless they just don't trust ST ETH. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't either. Honestly, I don't understand why they did that, unless, excuse me, they like took their earnings, maybe. I'm not sure, and purchased ETH. I don't know. Yeah. I can't think of a reason why, unless they felt like they wanted control of their Ethereum.
Yeah, it's really weird. Unless they're planning to put it in something else, like a different, maybe Aave or something. So yeah, that's the only thing that I thought of. Maybe they're trying to find better yield than ST ETH, because ST ETH are getting about a 4%, and then they're staking it for 6%, so they're making 2%, whether that's Lido or someone else. But if you can put it in somewhere like Aave, who you actually get paid on the fees and stuff by staking ETH, I don't know. Maybe there's another place to earn more yield, but we'll see what they do with it. But it's weird that they unstaked it and then bought more. So they're not selling it. And if can you imagine if Eric Trump came out and said it's a good time to buy ETH, and then the fund that he helps control dumps ETH. I mean, talk about pumping and dumping, but
that would be ultimate like DJ play right there. But I think people would not like that. Would really set the crypto space in a bad way towards them. So.
I mean, they're already pissed off about the Trump coin was genius, right? But the Melania thing was like, what do you guys? That was their biggest f up. If they'd never launched Melania, I think probably the market's probably be in better shape than they are right now.
Yeah, probably.
Under new acting SEC chairman Mark Uday, staff now need to top level approval to start any investigations. So any investigations now have to go through Mark and the upper part of the SEC. I like this. They're really kind of putting a
checks and balances.
Guardrail. Yeah, checks and balances around the SEC. And SEC lost a lot of money during Gary Gensler. I mean, they went to court with every single project. It seemed like, it seemed like they were in court like every other week doing some type of lawsuit, but I can't imagine they actually made anything for the country.
Yeah, I actually really like this. The fact that he's like, hey, look, we're not going to just be pulling our pistols out, trying to figure out, how to bully all these different crypto companies. We actually
Yeah.
want to encourage innovation. And we're going to have to go through the chain of command in a sense, right? Which that's how it should be, in my opinion, right? And so
Yeah.
that top level can make that final decision. So I think we're going to have a really good, synergy with the crypto space and the U.S. regulatory entities for the next 4 years here. Hopefully, that's the hope.
Yeah, man. Senator Bill Haggerty to introduce stablecoin legislation aiming to provide clear regulation and boost adoption in the U.S. So finally, we're getting stablecoin. Some rules and regulations with this. I'm actually excited for this because I think stablecoins are going to be a huge part of what we're doing going forward because the staking of it is massive. Potentially the U.S. could start stablecoin staking in the future. Who knows?
Yeah, that could be a revenue source, right?
Yeah.
Another way for the federal government to bring revenue in instead of taxing everybody and all this stuff. So yeah, that could be huge. That's the out of the box creative ways to utilize the crypto space for the government's benefit.
Yeah, imagine like if the US did like even an LP for like the PayPal stablecoin and Circle stablecoin, right? You really can't lose in that situation, right? So they could see something
Well,
like that as
obviously, there's
well.
that small percentage, right? Like if one of the stable coins started to go illiquid, but yeah, it would be one of the most safer plays in the space.
But then the US could come in and fix that problem for that
Help
stablecoin,
the bank,
right?
save the
So
banks.
yeah, really could. You could probably see like Circle, Tether, PayPal. These could be the banks in the future.
Yeah,
So
good point.
So Murad, he put a tweet out first time in a little while. He said, "Patient bulls will be rewarded massively." I just feel bad for Murad at this point. like he's all about these cult like communities, and he's just been hit hard. He's down even more. The Solana meme coins are just getting killed right now, every day. I don't know. Are you feeling bad for Murad at this point? I feel like
No, I don't feel
no.
bad for him. He seems like a confident person. I actually feel it makes me a little bit bullish, like how he's posting this with confidence, right? So, he's what is his portfolio still worth? Like 60 million? I don't feel bad for him
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
He still has $60 million. Now,
Yeah.
if that went down to like 500K, might feel bad for him a little bit, but
Yeah. Who knows? I don't know. I kind of want him to go away. Like I just not a big fan of Murad. That's just me.
he seems like a super nice guy.
Yeah, I guess so. He's he's all about cults and stuff. It's just weird. But FEX to start creditor repayments on February 18th. So I'm getting tired of hearing this. We heard about this in November. We heard it was going to be December. We heard January. Now we're hearing February 18th. They actually put a date to it though. Like they kept saying, December. They kept saying like in January, but now they're saying February 18th. FTX will start repayments to creditors and stuff like that. So, do you think this can pump the markets going into maybe the end of February?
Sure, right. It's just like the Mount Gox kind of situation, but opposite, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's gonna be liquidity that's gonna be coming back in on the 18th. But like you said, like the date is here. But even with the Mount Gox situation, these headlines are really used by like market makers and people in the markets that like really need price to swing one way or the other, that have the power to really push news and information, right? So it could be like a sell the news event, and maybe it builds up the week before, but very rarely does the actual liquidity affect the market too much. And so it'll just be like a kind of psychological thing leading up, I think.
Yeah, I agree. El Salvador bought another 11 Bitcoin worth $1.1 million for their strategic Bitcoin reserve. They're adding, man. They add one a day. It's like clockwork. The same time every single day they buy one. But now they're using the money from the loan they were given to buy even more of it. But they bought 11 yesterday, 10 on top of the one they normally buy.
Yeah. I love the fact that they used the loan money from the WEF to purchase Bitcoin. Because, like, I mean, for the longest time, WEF was, making fun of them, telling them, don't do what El Salvador does, all this type of just giving them so much slack. And now they, pretty much like begged El Salvador to do business with them, take the loan, and said, "Hey, look, you can even do with that whatever you want with it. We just want you to open up, the payments to be able to pay in fiat as well." Which they're like, "Okay, we're just gonna buy Bitcoin with it," and that seems to be what they're doing. They're executing their plan.
Yep, 100%. And you had Mark Rubio, the senator from Florida, I believe, down there yesterday, speaking with him. So, I mean, I'm hoping we can do business with El Salvador. You hear about the prison thing?
Yeah, I did see that news headline.
Yeah.
I don't know how that would play out, though. You are getting some pushback from citizens on both sides of the aisle. They're kind of like, we don't want to send our citizens there, and people are like, well, they're murderers and rapists and all this stuff, right? And so, but some of the people are like, well, there's a standard of jail, I guess, for the American system, and it wouldn't work over there because, I mean, I'm pretty sure El Salvador's jails are hardcore, like not a great place to be.
Yeah. Well, there's a system they have there. I was actually reading about it yesterday. So where you can opt into this work system where you work, between 8 and 10 hours a day, and you make stuff for their economy. You make like, stuff like that they sell and stuff like that. So, but by doing that, you are taking time off your sentence. So let's just say you have 8 years and you can opt into this program, but you're working 8-10 hours a day, 5 days a week, right? But you're actually going to be taking, like, let's just say every day you take a day off your sentence.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they have processes there where, I mean, some of the part of the jail where they have like the really terrible people. I doubt they're able to, they're not able to, as I read, to participate in that. But let's just say you have 8 years or 9 years. I mean, that's a good way, right? I mean, that's definitely something I want to see. Let's use these criminals who want to do good, who want a second chance. Let's have them have the opportunity to do so, starting in the prisons, right? And then if the U.S. or El Salvador, for instance, can make money off that and potentially buy more Bitcoin with it, I mean, that's genius because you're actually putting, I mean, there's no, what do they do? Just lay around all day? Put them to work if they want to, if they want to opt in. You're not going to force them. It's not forced labor, but it's like, hey, if you guys want to make products that we can sell to other countries and stuff, then let them. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I don't know what my stance is on this, but I just don't think that, that it will happen. I just don't think that it's going to happen. But we'll see. We'll see if there's any negotiations or anything that go about it. And I do like B. Kelly and the fact that he's looking for different ways to bring revenue in for his country, right? The government for his country, because love him or hate him, the guy has done a phenomenal job in cleaning El Salvador up, making it a Bitcoin first type of country. Also going from the worst crime rate and murder rate to, the number one to the very last position. So you got to hand it to him on that.
I mean, they built this mega prison. It's like the size of like a state. Size of like some cities in these states. So it's pretty wild. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. This last thing here, I want to mention Barachain. The foundation came out with a tweet. It says Barachain's mainnet will launch February 6th, 2025. I think this was a big deal because this is a layer 1 competitor to Solana and stuff that's supposed to be really fast. Another NFT type of chain they're really pushing. But I think there's a lot of opportunities. They might not be exactly where you're standing, but sometimes you have to take a look at other places to really kind of see what's going on. I think Barachain is something that I'm going to be paying attention to. Are you bullish on this? I see that's where my mistake was. I was too concentrated over here in Bitcoin when nothing's happening that I didn't participate in the test net. And I could have got this airdrop, but I didn't.
Yeah. I've heard about Barachain for a very, very long time, since 2022. Yeah. So it's been in the works forever. So the fact that they're just now releasing it, maybe they feel like, okay, look, we're going to take a shot here before April, May, the spring, that that's when the liquidity rush comes in. And so maybe they're doing that. I wonder if they're going to also have any type of like interest in ordinals kind of being bridged over as well. We'll see. I kind of don't like the name of the chain because it's
Yeah.
like bear chain,
Yeah.
but let's see. I mean, there's so many like layers launching
Yeah.
this cycle. This one's in the headlines though. So usually when they're in the headlines and they're talked about on crypto Twitter, they get a good little liquidity rush. So
Yeah, man. All right. Let's kind of get into that fear and greed. So yesterday we had it was 44. Last week we were 72. I'll tell you this: the bounce back is pretty nice. Pretty close to where we were
yesterday
last week.
we were 44.
Yeah, we were 44.
And last
And
week was 72, and a bounce back from yesterday. So I'm gonna say
huge bounce back.
61.
Higher.
Wow,
72.
dude, what in the heck,
Dude?
No one-
I've never seen the crypto greed this volatile. Like the swing. I mean, we're talking about like a 30% swing.
Yeah, this is why I hate this game. It's like, I mean, honestly though, the past like 3-4 days, I do feel kind of like my emotions have been like this, where I'm
know.
like, oh my god, it's over. Then I'm like, we're back, baby.
I
I
know.
think I always put I think in there, and then this morning I'm like, oh no, it's over. So it's kind of like, you
Yeah.
know, so tomorrow, if it depending on how the meeting goes with David Sachs, right? If it goes well, then we're back tomorrow. If not, it doesn't go well, then it's over again. So we'll see.
So either gonna be at 90 or 105. Like, I mean, that's kind of where we're at with the Bitcoin. But let's actually dig into the charts here with the Bitcoin price action brought to you guys by BitPerp. BitPerp is going to be a leading leverage trading platform in the entire Bitcoin ecosystem. These guys are doing really big things. They're going to allow you to take leverage on your runes, your BRC20s, and much more. Pretty much any token in the Bitcoin ecosystem, you're going to be able to use BitPerp for. And they'll also have tokens that maybe you don't want to play with, but maybe you want to short. Maybe you're not bullish on Melania or not bullish on Trump, and you want to take a short. You'll be able to do that with BitPerp, and that's going to be absolutely amazing without going really cross chain. You'll be able to do that right on their L2, which is probably going to be on Hemi. We think that's probably going to be the first place they launch, but they'll be on the Spider chain for the testnet. So definitely want to check out that. That'll be a paper trading competition to where you can trade and not lose any money. Right, that's the best part about what BitPerp is doing, and you'll be able to earn potentially their token, but we'll find out in the future.
Yeah, and we're actually going to have them on the show. They're going to pop in here about 30 minutes from now to kind of give you guys a little bit of insight of what they've been working on and some insights in the market in general. But before we get into the Bitcoin price action on the YouTube side, guys, if you could share, hit that like for us and subscribe to the channel, and make sure you turn your notifications on so you know when we go live. On the X side, smash that like and share the space for us. It helps a ton. And also on the Abstract side, I don't know if there's a like button, but definitely help us out if you can share it or like it as well. But let's jump into some Bitcoin price action here, which I'm sure that like it's gonna these indicators won't matter here in about like 4 hours. But let's go to the hour chart here. All right, so as you can see, this is where we had our big dump down to 91. This was on Sunday, right? So when everything was doom and gloom, and we crawled all the way back up here for I believe this was Monday, yeah, so yesterday. And then we saw again overnight kind of this sell down because of the China tariffs, right? So the retaliation. So it's really been the price action has been based on news headlines the past 4 or 5 days, which has been a bit frustrating because you can't really do too much TA because you feel like you have a good setup, and then bam, like a news headline comes out and you get wrecked, right? So especially if you're optimistic and try and look for positioning yourself into a long position. But let's take a look at these indicators and see what is possibly in store for us for the second half of today. You can see the MACD looks like it's just about done with the sell pressure. So it looks like it does want to bounce back up, have this continuation upward trend price action possibly for the second half of today. We have officially exited the oversold part of the stochastic RSI as well. So, just from a simple kind of, leading indicator perspective, it does seem like it wants to bounce back. We did get back above 100,000 again, but had this pullback here about an hour, 2 hours ago, about an hour ago. So, if I had to pick a side, I would say we would probably, cross back over 100. I said that we would cross over 100 yesterday, which we did. But then that news from the Chinese tariffs came in, and it really crushed all that, right? So, kind of the same situation though. I feel like we do have some momentum here. We have that meeting at 2:30 Eastern with David Sachs, and I think most people expect that to be a positive sentiment type of meeting, right? So that's the case, then we'll probably break back above 100. We are testing the 50-day EMA though, so we tested that really yesterday, late last night, right? And whenever the news came, we continued down through it and then bounced back up here. So now we got above it, but we are testing kind of in that channel right now, right? So I think us breaking back above this with some positive news or positive meeting today, we could kind of head back to that 101, 102, 103 kind of mark until we get another bad headline, which probably come in tonight at like midnight or something. But yeah, if not, then we could continue some positive momentum for the middle of the week there. On the 4-hour chart, which gives us more of a 2 to 3 day forecast, excuse me, it looks okay. Definitely going to be waiting on the hour chart to see what is the next move here. If we do get a bit more bullish, a good meeting happens here, this will probably look a lot more bullish. We did come into overbought territory yesterday around 2 p.m. and it did not continue. It very quickly came back down below the 80-point mark, which is officially technically the overbought point mark there at 80. And now we're kind of just chilling at 76, right? So waiting on that hour chart. If the hour chart gets bullish, we'll probably bounce back up here, and then we can kind of continue on what we had here on Monday. So it's going to be very important what happens in that meeting today. And also, is there any other news that can really pull us down? We have the Mexico, Canada, and China tariffs, right? I don't think there's any other major countries that Trump has talked about in terms of tariffs. So we kind of got the tariffs out of the way, I feel like, in terms of bad news. The other part would be like if there was, just turmoil that's within the government with the U.S. aid kind of situation. If that gets really bad, then that could also affect us maybe. But if we don't have any bad news, this could be a week to where we start, that journey to kind of all-time highs in February.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing much on the calendar. I do see CPI, which is the 12th of February, and then PPI, which is the 13th. So those are two big days. I know Jerome's going to be looking at them to be able to cut rates. So I think we need to pay attention to that. But we're still, we're a week away from that. More than that, we're about 10 days away from that. So I'm not really too worried about that. But besides that, I don't really see anything bearish, at least for another week or so.
Yeah, I think the tariffs were the biggest thing, right? Like getting the tariff kind of discussion out of the way. Now that those discussions can come back, right? Because there's a 30-day pause from implementing them for Canada and Mexico. The China tariffs, I think we're probably going to just have to deal with what is out there right now, unless there's some sort of new agreement there. But those were big, kind of hanging over people's heads, I think. Now it's just going to be like, is there going to be some calm that we see, at least in the economic part of news, and hopefully we get that.
Yeah, 100%. All right, let's kind of get into today's roll call here. First is first. Oh, finally, it's my guy Danny. Danny boy got it for the first time. It's put you in here. Danny boy, shout out to you, man. Let's actually show it the first is first chart here. We got Danny first time. ASAP Benji yesterday was first time, and Webdro still leading the charge with 6. But anyone catch up? We got a long year ahead of us. I'm actually curious what this is going to look like in like the summer and then at the end of the year as well. So shout out to Danny. Got his first one. I believe it's Danny's first one. Yep, Danny's first one.
Congrats, Danny.
Shout out to Danny boy. All right, let's kind of get into the rest of the roll call here. It's like, did I really get first? Yes, you did, my brother. Yes, you did. Webdro says yes. Danny boy, PJ NZ, Chief Axel, Tim Baker, and me all in the graveyard. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. The Reaper might be back though. Sorry, but it is what it is.
Keep your
Danny
browser
Boy
open,
says,
man.
yeah, Danny says I think it will hit. I hit the like too, but gonna get reaped. I can feel it. Nope, you made it, bro. You made it to the show. Yasher says greetings, you early birds. Miss you all. God bless the community. Yeah, God bless you too. Yasher, you started the man. Danny Boy says greetings, Yasher. I finally got first. I'll be monitoring the Reaper. Nighthawk says GM man. This first things first became a PvP. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it happened. It just kind of did it.
I love it though, because it shows the competitive nature of the community.
It's 100%. Give you something to do, right? So February all-time high. Wonder what it will be. I'm thinking it'll be like 125, 130. What do you think?
Whoo, that's a big jump, man. We need
30%.
some calmness in the headlines first.
Yeah.
You know, if it kicks off like this run, then yeah, 125, 130, but maybe 115. Because unless things really calm down, you know, I don't really see things getting really bullish for the alt markets until April. I don't.
Yeah, it sucks.
Unfortunately.
PJNC says, "Oh no, graveyard robbed." Congrats, Danny Boy. Yeah. Danny says, "Thanks, PJNZ." I commented yesterday way early. I don't think they robbed us this time. Mempo Punk, what a rocket ship! Shout out to you, my friend. Thank you so much for being here today. Ordinal Sweet says, "Yagobi and peace." Yeah, there you go. ASAP Benji is here. Super fan. What's up, buddy? He's here. I can't wait to see what you do with Big Noodle, guys. Go check out Big Noodle. Go check out Superfan. Amazing project, an amazing builder. Steamy J is here. Says GM, my boys. GM Steamy J. PJNZ says good morning. Let's go. Rick G says long live Ordinal Revolution. Let's go. GM fam LFG. Sixa says condoms for Gaza coin. Someone please make this. Yeah, I mean,
go to Odin.fun and make it. Or BTC.fun, one of those two.
Chief Axel's here. Shout out to Chief Axel, Dream Baked. Patty Pooh, the Bitcoin machine himself. Sups up. My man, no, it's been a while. Thank you so much for being here today. Fire Nenderland is here. Thank you so much for being here. I don't remember seeing you. I probably said your name before. It looks familiar. Bitmap Capital, as always, appreciate you, my friend. Tim Baker says, boom, this afternoon. I think so. Port City Investments says, y'all not chilling fractal Bitcoin anymore. No, that was actually Francis. You should go talk to him. And then I Walk Alone says, GM. Shout out to all you guys. I really appreciate every single one of you guys making roll call every single day. I appreciate you guys. All right. Let's kind of jump into Odin here, because we have a bunch of things to talk about with Odin, and one of them is a project called Sparks. But let's kind of take a look at what Odin.fun is doing. If you guys don't know what Odin.fun is, Bob Bodley has built this. Bob Bodley is an ICP guy through and through, but he's a Bitcoiner as well. So he built a potential Bitcoin L2 using ICP. I don't know if it's directly ICP, but I don't know. We definitely have to get Bob on the show and ask him. But what do you think about Odin.fun? I mean, this is really day 2 of the opening.
Well, Odin.fun definitely taught me that like these Bitcoin layer 1 maxis, probably a lot of them came from Solana, because there's a bunch of people that cheat on Odin.fun and make like fake tokens, like fake accounts. Like there was one that was like this puppet's derivative called Grizzly yesterday. The dude literally created a X account with like a video in there, a cool like grizzly bear that's like has his puppet wand, his puppet hat, and everything, and he named himself Grizzly Dev. And it's getting momentum, dude. It's getting momentum. It's like 65%, 70, and he goes, Grizzly Dev never sell. And I should have known right away, like that's the okay, get out. Like, and it gets to like 85, and all of a sudden, boom, it drops to like 40. And so, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of degenerates, man, in the layer 1 maxi supposedly ecosystem. You know, they're probably trading on Solana like constantly, and so they're used to this pump fund type of model. Because I'll tell you, you know, in terms of market cap, like for the top tokens, there isn't like a bunch of high ones really. I mean, you have Odin Dog, which is sitting at like 1.4 million, and the second highest one I think is 230 million or 230,000, sorry, with Odin Cat. But then after that it goes to 187, and so, but there's tokens that are created all the time. So there's people that are PvPing is like crazy over here.
Yeah. What was the experience like now? I know everyone had an issue depositing and stuff like that. I haven't deposited since my initial deposit, but I'm hearing that it's better now. I'm hearing that everything's working properly.
Yeah, so I mean, it actually reminds me, like I said yesterday, I think during our show, it reminds me much more of Moonshot than it does Pump.Fun, because Moonshot is
Yeah.
a little bit slower and paced. Because Pump.Fun is just crazy, right? They're earning
Yeah.
like tens, 50 million a day in revenue.
Yeah, it's
But
crazy.
but in terms of like the transactions, I will say it's smooth. It's really fast.
Yeah.
Every once in a blue moon, you might get like an error, just because I think like the price changed so quick or whatever, and so you're out of range or whatever. And so when it comes to that kind of stuff, it's solid. So the ICP integration, using the smart canisters and stuff like that seems to be really fast and smooth. So it's just, is it going to get adopted by the entire Bitcoin ecosystem? And then also, is it going to onboard new players as well? And so, that's the deal. It seems like there's a lot of PvP happening, but I don't know if these are new people, and I
Yeah.
can see how many people are actually registered.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious about that as well. But yeah. But there's a coin up here. It's called Sparks. You actually brought this to my attention. They have a huge group of people. I don't know why this coin isn't like doing amazing, like sitting at 187 with all the stuff that you were telling me this morning. But they tweeted it's publicly live, and Sparks has released their first meme coins, runes token with a twist. I don't know what the twist is, but what do you know about this coin so far? Talking Sparks.
Well, they did say it's a meme coin, right?
Yeah.
But if you go to their scroll to the top,
Yeah,
and click on the X, yeah. So by the way, for the audience, you can click on the X, which would take you to the X account, and then the little globe takes you to their website. But like at first, I was like, "Is this a scam?" And then you see there's 75,000 followers. So I was like, "Okay, this is weird. It's this established X account launching a degen coin on Odin." Then you go to their website, and then first of all, it does mention the coin right there on the X account that has 75,000 followers, right? So I was like, okay, so this is legit. Then you go to the website, and then you see that, okay, it says like this is a group of pretty much investors and traders within the space, and it gives it more some more credibility, I guess you would say. And if you go to the members, you can go down there. You see some recognizable names, right? You see Udi, he's a part of that. Then you see Domo, he's a part of the group. And then the other four, I'm not so sure who these people are, but I think one of them works for Animoca Brands, which is a big metaverse player out of ETH. And I think they're working to build like a metaverse in the Bitcoin ecosystem as well. And so they said that this Spark token is a meme token, but it will have stake, like you can stake it basically. And so I don't know, we'll see. Because of that, like I got a little bit of exposure to it, right? Like none of this is financial advice, you guys know that, but like I got a little bit of exposure to it. The problem I see though is that like you have Odin Dog at $1.4 million market cap, and it fluctuates from there to like 2.2. I've seen it at the highest, and maybe it's gotten higher than that, I don't know. But the other ones below it can't really maintain to stay above 200K for very long. And I was thinking, why is that? And I think it's because literally the PvP is so strong over here to where people are just trying to take everybody's Bitcoin. That's what it is. They're just trading all these coins. And what can they do? They can basically withdraw the Bitcoin into their Bitcoin wallet, but there's not another marketplace within this layer that Bob has created, or another protocol for them to do something else to kind of get their attention while they want to come back to this. Because if it's just this, eventually they'll get bored of it, in my opinion, or not, and then take everybody's money.
Yeah, 100%. But like, let's just say that the Spark token, like, so what are these? so it's just members. Like, so I guess it's like kind of like a DAO where they kind of just like pay to play. I don't understand.
Yeah,
I guess
so
you can apply. We've received overwhelming 12,947 applications. We have selected 111 members to become part of the Sparks network. So what do you get from this? I'm just a little
so
confused.
they do that. They have an NFT collection.
Okay.
So you can find it on Magic Eden. So that's
Oh,
one
it
thing.
hasn't
Yeah.
launched yet. Okay.
But I did see it on Magic Eden though. So
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe they're just inscribed it and it's waiting to, go through their launch pad. I'm not sure. But that is definitely something that I've seen.
Yeah.
But I think there's just like this organization of like, big names in the Bitcoin ecosystem space, and they invest in stuff, and they, I need to look further into
Yeah.
what they actually are doing, right? So I guess that's the actual team.
Yeah. So you see Ben here, he's the CEO. Vincent is a CPO, and then Timothy is the ecosystem director. So they have a team behind. This is bullish, man. Super bullish. But they did say that this token up here is just a meme, and I have no exposure to this whatsoever. I haven't. I don't know. I'm thinking about it now though, because I actually didn't really do my research into this till right now. But because you brought it to my attention this morning. Oh, it's very interesting, especially for it to be in Bob's ecosystem here. Well,
Yeah,
ICP
so
and
it is interesting, and then pretty soon Bob's team is going to start etching these runes that made it past the bonding phase, right?
yeah,
And so that's where I think it gets really interesting because I asked Bob, I said, is there like a set default supply for these tokens like Pump Fund? I think Pump Fund does 1 billion. I know Moonshot does 1 billion, and he said yes, it's 21 million. Right. And so 21 million total tokens. And then, you look back at what you hold and you're just like, okay, cool. I'm pretty early.
yeah,
But once these tokens are etched, I imagine the total supply probably goes to like this holding wallet, right? Because like everybody holds, certain different amount
yeah,
over here. So you can't really, unless they set up like a multi-sig type wallet on Bitcoin, and every time you bridge into Bitcoin layer 1, you can take the amount of tokens you have. That's the only way that
yeah,
will work, right? So but like as they say with layer 2s and all these other kind of bridging environments, a lot of times they don't bridge out, right? So we're gonna see where this goes. Also, there's like 4 or 5 other pump fund type
yeah,
models that are gonna launch in the Bitcoin ecosystem, which is crazy to me, but they have plans for it. And then you have BTC.fund, which is different because you're
yeah.
minting instead of bidding. And then so we're gonna see, if this can be sustainable, because like Leonidas already announced after this that hey, we have, what was it, Toshi.fund or
Yeah. So we'll get into that right now. So Leonidas, he came out with a tweet. He said, "Who is ready for utter insanity of fun runes?" And then the Fun Toshi bot, the bot that is created by Ord.io, came out and said, "Who is ready for the utter insanity of fun runes?" So I guess we're sitting here and we're waiting for insanity of fun runes. What do you think this is? If this is, what do you think this is?
I
Like,
don't
is this?
know. He's using
Are
that.
we getting another pump fun? Maybe on layer 1.
How though? How could that work?
I
I
don't
just
know.
don't understand how that could work. A pump fund on layer 1. You can't do it. So
Is he just obviously he's probably been building this for a while. Like, do we need 2 back to back? I mean, this one just dropped on Monday. Like, is he just trying to put this out to compete, or I don't know. I don't get this, man. I don't get it at all. I'm not really bullish on this either. Are you?
I want to know what it is. I want to
Yeah.
know what it is because like I can't imagine like he's gonna use I mean, would it be wild if it was on like a Hyperliquid?
Oh wow. I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
I didn't think of
Because
that at all.
I was thinking, I was like, if he tries to use like a layer 2 that people didn't expect,
Yeah.
then he's gonna probably get pushed back, right? Because like
Hmm.
he's talks about the principles of Bitcoin all the time and this and
Yep.
that, right? But if he uses Hyperliquid, then that's been in the discussion, right? for the last week and a half, right? So
Yeah.
if Hyperliquid creates this kind of like launch pad for runes, and then has like a liquidity swap area as well, and then they get added to spot on the swap, then that kind of solves the kind of onboarding issue or onboarding strategy for the Hyperliquid stuff, right? I just like we don't have a big enough community to have like Odin fund doing extremely well, and then this fun Toshi thing doing extremely well, and
Yeah.
then what is the other one from Rune decks? It's
Oh,
a big
yeah.
something big
Yeah.
fun, big dot fun,
Yeah.
right? And so there's a lot of these things now. If they're good enough to onboard people, so like Odin, I think Odin did onboard some ICP people and maybe some other people from like Ethereum and Solana and stuff like that because of the news article with Decrypt and all that stuff. So I do think it onboarded some people, but are the other ones going to also be able to onboard that many people as well? And it's just, I don't know, we're going to find out soon.
Yeah, I mean, you made a great point with Hyperliquid. If it is like something's building over there on that chain, and you're able to onboard runes this way, or bridge them off back to Bitcoin, then that could be big because then you got to think of how many people actually use Hyperliquid, right? And how many people already got wallets and stuff set up. I mean, that's pretty easy, but at the same time, you are using that model as well. So yeah, I don't know, that actually is intriguing because that could really onboard a lot of people to Bitcoin meme coins, right?
Well,
So
and I don't think Leo would do something unless it was like, okay, if I'm gonna basically risk, you know, um, building with another layer,
yeah,
then it has to be something that's gonna be a really like solution. You know what I mean? Because like the worst case scenario would be like if he launched this pump fund kind of thing on like another layer and it bombed and like it would just make runes look bad, right? And so I do think he's really calculated when it comes to stuff like this. So let's see what happens because there's not much information. I really don't like the redacted approach
yeah.
whenever people are not really giving information out and stuff like that.
This is
Um,
what I think it is. I think it's a kind of like a very centralized version of Pump Fund. It's going to be a website. You're using it. Everything's done. Very centralized. And then when you're ready to bridge out, you can bridge out. Would something like that be okay?
I don't think he would do it though, because
Yeah.
like he's argued against those kind of things. Centralized. That was the whole argument against BRC
Yeah.
20s, like
Yeah.
the indexing and the control of BRC 20s is that like Unisat centralized all of it, right? And
Yeah.
Domo and Best in Slot, like honestly, like Unisat kind of got screwed a little bit because they were centralizing everything, and then like
Yeah.
they got pushback, and Best in Slot and Domo and them were like kind of like, oh, this is not the way it should be, and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So then Unisat kind of was like, okay, well, let's work together as community, and that kind of set everything back a little bit for that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited for it. Let's maybe try to hit up some people that we know in our network and that are close to Leo. Maybe we can get some information.
Yeah, man. And this last thing here is Leo Callard. Is that say his last name?
No,
Callard?
I think it's Callard. Yeah, Leo Callard.
Callard? Yeah. Well, he's getting ready to drop his new project that's dropping here. It's probably gonna launch. Actually have the date and time right here. It says Thursday, February 6th, 3 days ago. Which is actually 2 days from today, 12 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. Central. I guess that's UTC, maybe. I don't know. CET, Central European time. And the price is 0012, which looks like it's about $120. What do you think? Do you think he's able to sell these stones out?
I mean, he has the the fame from the runestone, being the runestone
Yeah.
creator. I do feel like the runestone approach is a bit played out, but like I mean, this is some amazing art. It looks like though, like digital art,
Yeah.
right? Obviously, I think it does well. I think it does well. He has partners. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
To kind of help push this. We'll see if people are still into like this kind of highly detailed art
Yeah.
inscription art. So
Yeah, and we do know, that he's going to allow you to do stuff with them, so it's not just going to be something that sits in your wallet. So we're really bullish on that. Hopefully, there's an announcement coming out from his camp soon. But I'm actually bullish on this. How does it say how many is the total? I'm not seeing the total amount. So he said it'll be on Magic Eden. So let's kind of go over there and see if we can see it. Is it because they have a launch pad usually, right?
Yeah, they do. So it might
Does it
be
usually
like
say
in line. I don't know if it says the total amount, but there's a description on it. So scroll down a little bit.
Yeah.
No, you need to go to there you go. Keep going.
Not really
I think
saying it.
maybe one more row. Oh, where's their launch pad at? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's usually down here somewhere. Inscription clubs, rare sets, latest ordinal sales, biggest movers. Oh, here you go. There you go.
Yeah, there it is.
10,000, dude.
So random stones.
Wow.
There are a bunch of random stones. Okay, I see.
So how much is he trying to raise here? So if it's 120
I can tell you
times
because
10,000,
can you guess
damn, he's
who's
trying to raise $1.2 million.
Yeah, exactly. Guess who complained about that? The first person to complain about it.
I don't know. Kook.
No. Who complains the most about like people raising money and on collections and stuff?
Oh no, who?
Businessman.
Oh, okay. Of
Yeah.
course.
So he was complaining about it because I guess like he's trying to raise what $1.2 million.
$1.2 million. Yeah. Does this ecosystem even have that? I mean, we're so beaten up right now.
Yeah, but they have it. It's there.
Yeah.
Do I think that it's going to mint out? I don't know. That's going to be tough. 10,000.
Yeah.
He's going to get the support of probably like Leonidas, Trevor, that whole group because like he is the artist right behind Runestones, right? So he'll get the support from that, but will he get the support from the rest of the community? And is that enough? I think it probably is enough for that inner cabal to probably mint this out, honestly. But we'll see tomorrow because I know there's more plans with these stones. There's some stuff that like we know that we can't talk about right now, but there's definitely plans with the stones afterwards. So we'll see.
Is that bullish enough to push this if they come out and announce something like that? So
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
If the reward is good enough and maybe they say we take the first certain amount of people. Without giving it away, I don't want to go too much further into it.
I don't know how much you can say. Yeah. All right. And that's all I really have for today. We'll do a market update a little later. But first, I want to bring up someone really, really building something really special here. And that is the guys from BitPerb. We have Instant. What's up, Instant?
Hey, guys. How's it going? It's great to be on the show.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, man. So you guys are always busy. We catch up with you guys at least once a week, for our meeting. But, we'd love for you to kind of maybe break down what you and the team have been up to as of late and maybe some things that the audience and community can be, looking forward to with BitPerb.
Yeah, definitely. So, once again, thanks for having me on. I know for you guys and your community, I think, we've been kind of quiet since December, but, it's because behind the scenes, we're doing a lot trying to prepare for, spectacular 2025. I mean, I'm sure you guys have talked about it on the show today already, but like all the bullish news that's been coming out today regarding, the NFTs as collectibles and like not securities and stuff like that. And, like Coinbase urging, the U.S. banking system to, be more compliant, I guess, with like, crypto and, adopting crypto and et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, I think we're just trying to get everything ready for this, bull market that, could potentially continue on, over the next several months. But, our testnet's been down. We had a insane amount of people from our last launch, and it actually broke our servers. So we had to remedy that first and foremost to accompany the amount of people that we expect to be using our platform. So that's bullish news. But yeah, we're going to be relaunching testnet. We're going to be having some, amazing community events for people using the testnet, for one like NFT VIP passes for our tokens to be giving away in different small competitions throughout as we lead to mainnet. Yeah, but trying to make this an incredible month so far. So apologies for the downtime, everybody. Yeah, we'll be back up very shortly.
Awesome. I mean, that sounds exciting. You know, obviously, it's not just you guys that have kind of, you know, said, okay, let's make sure that our product is solid before we roll it out, and make sure you know all our T's are crossed and I's are dotted. But what are you seeing from like somebody that's building in the Bitcoin ecosystem and kind of the layer 2 ecosystem? Do you see like optimism? Do you see bullishness, or do you see kind of more of like, okay, let's take our time and let's kind of just not, you know, rush into anything, which also could be bullish. But I guess my question is, are you seeing bullishness and optimism, or are you seeing more of like hesitancy and bearishness from the other builders?
I think that there is. I think the L2 space is really interesting because on one hand, you have people in the Bitcoin ecosystem that are like vehemently against any of these L2s that are coming out and what they stand for. And you know, then you also just have like the pure Bitcoin maxis that like, if there's anything going on Bitcoin aside from just buying Bitcoin, like, you know, you're like, you know, a terrible person and destroying the ecosystem. So yeah, I think like, you know, comparing it to last year with like all these L2s, I think there's like a new L2 launching every single day last year. And now I think like we're seeing a consolidation amongst like the L2 ecosystem with like where are the users going, like which L2s are most like dApps preferring to launch on as well. And so I think like amidst the craze of last year where there was just like way too much like hype and everything like going on, I think like this is the beginning of the year where it's like, okay, like the L2s are like trying to get everything sorted out and launch correctly and not have like massive flops going on. That's like, you know, happened on, you know, sort of like similar chains or that like faked all their user bases and things like that. You know, not going to name any names, but yeah. So no, I think like, you know, just from word and like the L2 ecosystem as a whole, I think like everybody is really like waiting to like launch. Everyone's like waiting to like launch their incentive programs. Everyone's waiting to like, you know, release their apps onto mainnet. Everyone's got their finger on the trigger. I think everyone's just kind of waiting for like the market to hit that like that right nice stride, and then everyone's going to pull trigger at the same time. And I think like everyone's going to be activated. There's going to be a bunch of hype coming back in. So I really think it could happen like literally like any day now.
Yeah, man. I think so too. And today could be a good day because at 2:30 Eastern time today, you have David Sachs, the czar of crypto and AI, coming out, and he's going to be speaking. I'm thinking he's going to give us a real sense of direction. I'm curious how you feel about this. Are you kind of bullish going into this meeting, and what do you think it's going to be about?
I mean, who's to say? You know, I think like I'm pretty bullish on what the administration has been doing so far. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I think like everyone's been putting out like pretty bullish policies. Like despite the sideways, you know, price action that's been kind of going on. Now, I think like we're kind of primed for like a breakout period to happen either way. You know, I'm one of those people that also thinks like, you know, some like I'm pro like good regulation, you know, as long as like, you know, the regulations in the right spots and like,
Yeah.
you know, it's safe for like people, for like retail to adopt. Like I'm okay with that as opposed to like a fully unregulated system, which might be controversial. But I don't know. Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
For me, I think it's, you know, there's going to be a positive message to kind of calm the markets and give guidance. You know, like Shizzy said earlier, I think, you know, David Sachs is probably going to say, you know, we've got this figured out. They're going to be over this. This department's going to be over this, that kind of thing. Not any clear guidelines. That's probably going to be released once the departments and stuff figure out what they're going to do. But I think it's going to happen quick. They just, you know, need to get their departments and I guess like responsibilities kind of delegated. But the one thing that I've been talking about is that like we need to get like all this kind of global economic kind of, I guess, tension and I guess like trade relationships kind of behind us a bit. And so we did that a little bit with Canada and Mexico by pausing the tariffs and coming to an agreement there. And then now China, I guess like Trump and his team need to figure out what's going to happen there. And once we kind of get those out of the way, we just need some, you know, consistent like no stress in the global economic markets, I believe. And so that's what I think will kind of get things. And that's from a overall like financial type of markets, TradFi, that will trickle over to Bitcoin and crypto. I don't know. What do you think about that perspective?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know like how much of the, I guess like the departments are like crossing over when it comes to more of like the TradFi regulation coming out versus like some of the more like, crypto policymakers maybe in the administration. I don't know. I think like, I'm pretty surprised that even today we got like answers on some like the NFT questions. I think like this whole kind of like past couple weeks has been, it feels like news has been kind of like flying off the handle in terms of like, what's in terms of like, policies and answering some questions as well. So I think it's going to be like a positive turn overall. Like, will this be reflected in like the price action of Bitcoin? Like, to be honest, I don't know yet. I would hope so. But I mean, I think either way, like this opens up a lot of doors for retail at least.
Yeah, 100%. If Sachs comes out today and says, we see meme coins and NFTs as 100% collectibles. We do not see them as securities, not see them as commodities. We see them as the same thing as we see as collectibles. Does that jump the market? Do you think that gives us some fire underneath us?
Yeah, I mean, I would hope so. I mean, it's been crazy too. Like, what was it? Last week was like Grayscale. What was it with Dogecoin? They're like yeah. I mean, it's just kind of been like a bunch of like institutions too, like are jumping on board the train, which is, I don't know, it's pretty wild to see. So I don't know, I would be longing Dogecoin for sure.
So I think absolutely like meme coins will get a lift if he comes out and says that. Because that's directly relating to them, right? And meme coins do need a lift right now. I like us playing kind of in the abstract space. They've had in their space, meme coins kind of work there, because it's a NFT kind. But like overall, like the whole like crypto ecosystem, meme coins are hurting. AI is hurting. A lot of stuff is hurting, and so and so if he comes out and says that, I think the ones that are popular will pump probably a bit. But I also hope that he says that like, gives guidance on, kind of advice, I guess, to business entrepreneurs and startups and say, hey, start working for like RWA stuff, like, these kind of things. Revenue, look to revenue is the biggest thing, and stuff like that. So
yeah,
that happens.
It's been interesting too. I think like people are like, I think the meme coins and I think AI coins will have like a little bit longer of a lifespan as long as like the right utility is adapted. But like, I think like the market's getting a little stale on like all like the meme coins that have been meme coin super cycle that's been, happening for the past like year. I think it was interesting when like Ethereum started like pumping, was it like several days ago? And then people are like returning to like utility and stuff like that. Like this is kind of like a sentiment, I know we're like a perp dex for like meme coins and things like that, but I enjoy like embracing the sentiment of like utility and like offering like actual solutions and, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, but you have like BitPerp's a business though. Like you guys are going to be able to generate revenue. So that's completely okay. Whether that's, a shitcoin casino or, leverage is actually leverage and margin are the same thing in my eyes, right? Like margins, TradFi, leverage is our space. And so like it really does trickle over here. But what was up with that ETH fake out though? Was that not like the biggest fake out ever? Like I saw like some people texted me, I saw my crypto Twitter timeline that like, all right, guys, it's starting. So what do? I try to find a position and take it along. And I'm like, it's on. Like this is abnormal, like jump up for ETH, like having that percentage jump up, and it was just basically like I don't know what it was. Market makers,
they pulled you in, and they smacked you.
No, everyone was saying ETH 4K, which based on my previous position, I would absolutely love that. But I don't know exactly what happened there. I think people are like speculating about it. I don't think there's any like I didn't see any definite answers on my timeline or anything like that.
Yeah. To me, I think they purposely did this to kind of get cheap ETH, right? They kind of did this to get ETH at like $2,200, $2,300. I'm sure it was some type of forced people that were taking leverage to get liquidated, and not just like on a perp dex, but people that are actually like using like Aave and stuff like that. I'm sure there was a number that they saw. Okay, we got to push this there, and they forced it, and then what that did is that caused a long squeeze, and that pushed it even further. And that's why I think they were able to come in and pick up cheap ETH, and potentially now they have their bags, and we can kind of go forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would love to see it. I would love to see ETH back up. I'd love to see all the big coins back up.
Yeah,
the blue chip majors. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But, and you got to think about this too. That when ETH started pulling back because of the tariff stuff, like there's a lot of people that trade every day that are looking at the 2021 time period that we're in right now and the 2017 time period that we're in right now, which alts and Bitcoin were running together, but alts are getting more aggressive. And so they probably were in positions and had to, you said yourself, Shizzy, you saw in chat rooms, people were scrambling, selling down other assets to cover their, their liquidation
positions.
Price. You know what I mean? Liquidation price points. And I'm sure that some people covered the like maybe 2,700, 2,600 and still got liquidated, which sucks. So anyhow.
Yeah, man. So I'm curious, before we let you go here, will you be purchasing these stones? So this is Leo's project. Leo is he's the guy who created the runestone, obviously the famous runestone that we all got airdropped in early last year. What do you think? Do you like this project? Is it something that you're going to be looking into, paying in $120 for one of these stones?
What's the secret alpha on this?
So there is plans that I know of. I could be wrong, but like I don't think it's going to be like an airdrop like Runestone was, but like supposedly there's definitely something that you're going to be able to do with these, is my understanding. Don't kill me, audience, if I'm wrong on this.
You will be able to do something with them. I mean, eventually. But yeah, there's going to be stuff that you can do with these things that we're hearing from our side. So we can give you that. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know if I can like endorse any like project specifically. We like
I'm not saying endorse. I'm saying, are you going to purchase one?
We'll have to see. I'll have to see.
Do some DYOR. Do a little bit more of your research, and then you'll make
figure out the secret alpha first.
Gotcha.
But no, I'm a big fan of always supporting like artists though. Especially, I would say like if you're in like the dog ecosystem anyways, and like you're big fans of Leo, I would say like it'd be like a no-brainer to buy it, at least for like showing support of the artist. I'm always like a fan of that.
That makes sense.
I've noticed though too, if you're gonna buy one of these, do it after reveal, because a lot of times people do is they try to get the real rare ones, and so they'll buy a bunch of them, but then they'll just dump all the ones that aren't rare. Because if you get a rare one, sometimes you can get 10x your money on just that one alone, and if you can get partially your money back for the non-rare ones, then that's what they do. You see a lot of people doing that, and that's why after reveal you do see products usually dump. But then if you're bullish on the project, that gives you a great opportunity. So that's something I'm looking into. I might get one or two just on mint day, and then potentially at reveal, I'll probably pick up a couple more.
Yeah, and then also I will say too that for BitPerp, if anybody owns ordinals out there, we're partnering with a bunch of collections to offer like special benefits on our site too. So who knows? This might be one of them, but yeah.
Uh-oh. I love the mystery.
Yeah, man. Well, all right, Instant, man. It's been an absolute pleasure having you, man. Looking forward to next week. So you're gonna be joining us, potentially someone from the team every week, right?
Yeah, definitely. Would love to do this segment with you guys. So appreciate for having me on.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you.
All right. We'll see you soon.
Yep.
Bye.
Absolutely awesome. He's somebody that we've been meeting with for a long time, so it was really cool to have him on the show. Instant has been a big part of BitPerp, and what they're doing over there is something special. So definitely want to bring that to you guys. So definitely check out bitperp.io, check out their X, and follow along with us every Tuesday for this BitPerp segment. It's going to be, we're going to be talking about the market, and then after their product drops and some announcement come, we're going to be digging into them as well. So look out for that. So we're going to give you guys more opportunity here.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I'm excited about their, their platform and stuff, because this could be more than just, perps and leverage. And, we'll get into that each week a little bit more, hopefully. So you guys know what their grand plan is. But yeah.
Joe, I told you Kai Effect was here. You didn't believe me. I told you he was listening.
What do you mean?
No, I'm
I
just
didn't
kidding.
say that.
He said, no, I'm just kidding. He said, guys, I'm here just working. No, I appreciate you, Kai Effect. I knew you were there in the back end. And we have Zaza. He says, see the website. All info is there. I'm guessing he means the stones. Okay. Good.
Oh, there you go.
Kai Effect says good discussion. So, but yeah, man. I want to give a quick market update, because I did notice something after looking at the stones. So the puppets and node monkeys are finally get some relief here from their down only. So this got all the way down to I want to say 0.004. And then on 0.04, now they're back up to 0.61. And the node monkeys, the same thing. This got, well, node monkeys were a little different. Node monkeys got down to like 5.5, and then they got eaten back up to 0.6. But I'm just happy to see these guys actually getting some relief here.
The puppets?
Yeah, puppets and the node monkeys.
So they paid off their or they they paid their loan off or whatever, and now they're back. Now they're back, the puppets. I mean, they're neck and neck again, right? You're talking about 0.001 of a difference there, and they have been kind of going back and forth for the 10,000 kind of collection for the highest floor there. So, I mean, they're number one only because of volume, right? Because the floor is higher for them. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, the number one from volume. They're always the highest with volume. Node monkeys usually come in. Node monkeys used to be always higher, but I guess they stopped paying their market makers. But because I mean, they're still pretty big, 2.4 Bitcoin. But we used to see these things at like 20 Bitcoin a day. It used to be something some crazy number. But the sales for the node monkeys are 36 on the one day, 54 for the puppets. There's 2 pending right now for the node monkeys as well. So Quantum Cat's still staying strong. The Bitcoin shrooms actually had a sale over the last day, so that's pretty big for them.
What was it? 0.7?
Good question.
Because the volume's right there. It says in the middle.
Yeah, 0.7. Yep, you're right.
Oh.
So, and then the portraits, 440 buys over the last week. This is the so that's somebody kind of capitulated there and somebody bought it. So, and then jumping back to, would you buy a Bitcoin shroom for 0.7?
Not right now.
These portraits, dude. They've been running hard, up a lot, up 6%. Actually, they must have dipped. I did see them higher than this. So, but still up 6% one day, 440 buys.
Yeah,
pretty big.
A lot of volume.
Runestones up 15%. People are buying the Runestones and the Base Angels and the Netcats. It does seem like we're actually getting the resurgence here of the Ordinals, which is really good to see. I don't think we're seeing that with the runes though.
Are we not?
Let's check out the runes here. Now runes are, I mean, a little tiny bit. I mean, BDC, 24 million. So it definitely got beat up. I thought I was seeing it at like 34, but yeah, definitely beat up there. Pups sitting at 39 million. RuneCoin sitting at 19. And Gizmo 6. Wow, Gizmo's really got hit. It was at 10 the other day. So,
I think people need to see the Funtoshi, Funtoshi, and see what it's about. But if it is, let's say that it's an application on Hyperliquid, right? And they do like this kind of pump fund or whatever the heck it is supposed to be. And it creates also liquidity pools on the swap. And you have the main ones kind of say, okay, we're ready to put our liquidity there. And do you think that changes the game or not really? What do you think?
I mean, it depends, right? I mean, people are still L1 maxis. I mean, you're kind of seeing what Odin, you did see a lot of people come in, but then it kind of stopped, right? I mean, we haven't really seen anything move in the last like 24 hours, right? I mean,
I think that has a lot to do with like overall sentiment, though. Overall sentiment in this crypto space, not just Bitcoin.
That's
space.
true.
Like, like right now, people are doing crazy stuff, like selling down a lot of different things, and they're just like acting irrational because, and maybe it's not irrational, but it's coming from my perspective. I feel like some of it's irrational. It looks that way at least. Is that they're just like, oh my god, like the world's over. Bull market's done, bear market starts, and so that's nerve-wracking for people. So that's probably why just nothing right now is really popping. I mean, you have new stuff like the abstract chain had some stuff that's popped, but even that's kind of, people are nervous, it seems like. So we need the overall like sentiment to just be better in the space from an economic standpoint and stabilization standpoint. So
yeah, man. Shout out to
you're sharing your screen there.
Yeah, it's fine. Shout out to Genius. We got a tip to 0007. Thank you so much. And then this wallet address. Thank you for 0.3 Pengu. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. But yeah, let's take a look at the abstract tokens, because this is something we've been kind of looking at here. We're gonna do a members video on like stuff that we're bullish for later. But you can just see the kind of the wreckage in the last 24 hours of the stuff that's going on here. So there's definitely good opportunities here. But yeah,
it's good. Well, it's good. So the chain launched last Monday, right? So you're talking about having like a week in one day. So some of these meme coins, which again, meme coins, I feel like fit well over here because it's the Pudgy Penguin energy. And I always say that Luca Netz is an amazing, probably one of the top 3 business people in the crypto space. And so I have a lot of faith in what he's building here. Plus he's doing cross-chain stuff. Ordinals are going to be over here as well. But like because of that, you could get in early in some of these meme coins, right? But you can look right there. Number 4 is Newt, and people that like are listening to Ordinal Revolution show know that like they're like, oh, Newt. Yeah, that was the rune that was on Bitcoin, right? Runes on Magic Eden. And so they launched a new Newt over here, which it's actually done pretty well. It has like a $2.19 million market cap. And again, these just started, so liquidity is starting to flow in here. But again, some of these have pulled back, and it's just because of what, has happened the past couple days, over the weekend, stuff like that. So,
yeah, man. All right. I think that's our show for today. We'll have a members video out later. So if you are a member, look out for that. It'll probably be out later tonight. So definitely check that out. Really appreciate 226 people in here right now. Appreciate every single one of you guys, man. And let's get it.
Yeah. So thank you guys for hanging with us for about an hour and a half. Thank you to the abstract audience as well. And if you wouldn't mind just checking out our partners, we would greatly appreciate that. Emblem Vault is going to be one of the tools that you can actually jump your ordinals to abstract, and you're gonna be able to trade those, I believe, in the Magic Eden abstract side, as well as I'm sure they'll have an application over there. But you can do that also on Merlin with Emblem. You can do it on Base, Arbitrum, Ape Chain as well. So they're going to be everywhere. Their brand is going to be everywhere. So that's just the first cohort. They're going to be on Solana. They're going to be everywhere. So the whole idea is to really brand ordinals everywhere, guys. And so they're going to have that feature, as well as their AI Bitcoin wallet agent. You're going to be able to use Agent Hustle to make Bitcoin transactions for you, and also be able to vault your ordinals to be able to take them over to abstract and other chains as well. The AI agents can be able to do that for you as well. So stay tuned for more information about the AI agent wallet, as well as their Emblem Vault keys, which are runes. Their TGE is going to be in September, but you can trade them right now on OpenSea. If you search Emblem keys, they're NFTs, and they will be unlocked at their TGE, and I believe each vault has about 2 million runes in it. So check those guys out. They're going to do an amazing job with their branding. You can learn more at emblem.vision. And then BetBTC is the predictions marketplace of the Bitcoin ecosystem. They utilize ICP and Bitcoin technology for you guys to be able to place bets on their marketplace. All you need is an Xverse wallet and some Bitcoin, and it takes 6 blocks, and you can start placing bets right away. They're going to have a new feature coming very soon called Create Your Own Markets, and you're going to be able to create your own betting markets, and the total volume that you have in that specific market, you can earn up to 1.5% of the total volume for yourself. So it's going to be really exciting. We'll go over that once that feature is live, and you can learn more at betbtc.win. And then BitPerp, we just talked about these guys doing amazing stuff. They are the perps and leverage decks of the Bitcoin ecosystem. Going to be launching on a L2 very shortly. You're going to be able to do a ton of stuff like trade synthetic runes like Doggo to the Moon, BRC20s as well, Ordi, and then tokens outside the Bitcoin ecosystem like Trump token. If you feel like you want to short that, you can do so on their platform. You can learn more at bitperp.io. And Fluid Tokens. These guys are amazing UTXO devs. They started on Cardano and came over to Bitcoin when they heard that Bitcoin is also building out their ecosystem. They were the first to introduce retail staking vaults for the public. Don't miss their season 2 for Dog Go to the Moon staking vault. You're going to be able to earn Dog Go to the Moon rune token. They're going to announce that very shortly. Also, they have a Runes Dex on their platform as well, and they're going to be building their lending platform on Arch Network, which we're going to have the Arch guys on this Thursday. So learn more at fluidtokens.com and click on the Bitcoin icon there. And then Merlin Chain, the #1 scaling solution for Bitcoin native L1 assets and protocols. If you are a builder on Bitcoin Layer 1 and want your protocol to be a bit more flexible, quick, and seamless, you can reach out to Merlin Chain's team and apply for a Merlin Chain Builder grant. Also, if you're a retail user, you can utilize merlinswap.org to trade your Merlin or Rep BTC for synthetic Dog Go to the Moon or Bitmap token. And you can learn more at merlinchain.io. And don't forget about our integrated partners. This is going to be big for the abstract people. We're going to be live streaming Foxy's first-person shooter game called Clan Wars. You're invited. You will need to download a Bitcoin wallet, though, Unisat or Xverse. I believe Magic Eden can connect as well, right?
Well, you can now do your Phantom wallet. Remember?
Okay, Phantom wallet, and I think you can do MetaMask too. Maybe we'll find out more details. We'll announce it before. It's going to be the Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern time. It's going to be the last Saturday we do, and then after that, we're going to start doing Tuesdays. But check those guys out. They're also building the metaverse on Bitcoin called the Bitverse. And then Ordinal Hive is your aggregator Ordinal marketplace. You can find the cheapest Ordinals on Bitcoin Layer 1 and Layer 2 at Ordinal Hive. And check out their trading tools. You can see exactly what's going on live in the mempool. So if someone misprices their node monk, you can go after it. So we thank you guys so much for checking out our partners.
Yep. Great job, man. If you guys have a few more minutes, please check out ordinalrevolution.com. We have some of the best articles dating all the way back to last year. If you know someone just entering the space, please send them our website. We really feel like we can help them get started and code up to where we are today. If you guys need a VPN, everyone should have a VPN, guys. If it's not Nord, get a different one. Nord's $3 a month, but there is free ones. But if you want Nord, which is the quality, the best one, we have the coupon here. Don't pay full price. It's $10 a month if you go to nord.com. But if you use our link, it's 70% off. If you guys are going to Bitcoin 2025 Las Vegas, it's going to be absolutely insane. It's going to be in May. I think Bitcoin's going to be at like $200,000-$300,000 by that point. It's going to be crazy, guys. You're going to want to be there. But get your tickets through us. Click this link here. That'll take you to the tickets. And every Friday, it feels like the prices do go up. So if you do wait till May, you're going to be paying way more than if you bought today. And if you guys are going to Nashville or anywhere, ETH Denver is coming up as well. You might need some merch. Choose us. We have some of the best stuff here. Check it all out here at ordinalrevolution.com. This is our Shopify. It's all done through a third party, so we just supply the logos. And if you would like your logo added, just we can add pretty much anything. Let us know. We can add it to shirts, hats, whatever you guys want. Just let us know if you want anything added. But guys, we are live Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 4 p.m. UTC. Check us out all week, guys. And until tomorrow.
Peace.
We OG, oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Runes is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit's on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, lock it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no call. lost, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls, bet I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back, I get shiesty, where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me.